That is it for season 2 of the Umbrella Academy. This episode was all about the Commission versus the Umbrella Academy, and then that whittled down to Lila and the Handler versus the Umbrella Academy, which even whittled down further to the Handler versus the Umbrella Academy. I wasn't sure where exactly this episode was going to go, but we got a lot of loose ends tied up in this episode. I thought it would have been like the end of last episode, would have been a good place to leave open for a third season, but it seems like they wanted to wrap those stories up even further. So that is what happened in our final episode. So we see the gang all head out to Sissy's farm to go and try to help Harlan. So something had happened between Harlan and Vanya where she possibly gave him powers, and now he's kind of going supernova after Vanya was going supernova, and he kind of needs to be stopped, needs some help. And then of course everybody's out at the farm and the Commission shows up, and I mean all of the Commission. I kind of liked how the Commission stuff played out in this episode. You know, we have that scene where just like thousands of agents show up and are all rushing after the Umbrella Academy before Vanya just wipes them out in one fell swoop. And then it was after that we learned that Lila also has some powers of her own. And this got me reflecting back a little bit on the season, and I felt like there was moments specifically with the teleporting that made it seem like, especially in that one chase scene, that Lila was teleporting around a little bit, but they never quite showed her do it. So I think that was kind of an interesting little detail. I don't know if there was any other moments like that maybe some other people noticed throughout the season, but it seemed like her power was just the ability to steal other people's power. So we ended up basically having Lila fight against every single member of the Umbrella Academy except for Klaus. You know, he fared pretty well this episode. He kind of stayed out of all the battles, got himself a sweet cowboy hat at the end of the episode, and everything was all good for Klaus. I really liked the moment when Klaus looked at the Swede and just said, "Who even is this guy?" It just seemed like such a Klaus moment, just being totally clueless to what's going on, living in his own reality. And I think that's one of the better points of that character. And that was just like a little moment just like sprinkled in the middle of the episode that kind of just put a little smile on my face. As I've been kind of predicting throughout the season, we finally got to see Five do his short, quick little time travel. Waited until almost the very end of the episode of the entire season, in fact, before he did it. But, you know, that was like that inevitable moment that it was just getting referenced just too often. We just kept hearing like excessive use of the word time. If we just had more time, just need a little more time. And finally we have that moment. You know, we watch as the Handler totally decimates everybody, walks into the room, shoots all of the Umbrella Academy. Five's laying on the ground, dying. The Swede rolls in, shoots the Handler, and then Five is laying there about to get shot himself before rewinding the wheels of time. So I think that there was way too much foreshadowing for that moment. Way too many hints that was going to happen. Like it was cool to see, but also a little anticlimactic because like everybody watching knew that was about to happen. Like we all knew that was going to be the culmination of that moment between the Handler shooting everybody and our good guys ending up winning. So we all knew that was going to happen, and then after that, it was just kind of tying up a few loose ends with relationships everybody had. The one sort of cryptic moment was Luther calling, I think, Jack Ruby. We don't actually see the phone call, but that's presumably who he was phoning to. Who knows what that conversation would have been, whether trying to, steer him clear of killing Lee Harvey Oswald or what, but who knows. And we did see that little shot of him grabbing the gun, so maybe he was on his way for the shot right then and there. And then all our other little storylines kind of got wrapped up. We get Ray getting the letter from Allison. We have the moment between Vanya and Sissy, where Sissy decides to stay behind. We even got that nice little moment with the Swede climbing on board Klaus's cult bus, which was just one of those extra little hints that I really appreciated for this show. So overall, quite enjoyed this season. My biggest gripe by far, was the audio. The audio was just atrocious for me. I don't know if anyone else experienced that, especially whenever music came on. The music was just absolutely deafening. And outside of that, I had to have my TV volume almost maxed out just to hear the dialogue between characters. And I was always cringing for those moments when the music would kick in and shatter all the windows in my house. It was never something I was looking forward to. And I'm not sure why some TV shows do this, but I wish that it didn't happen, especially on a pretty high quality production. Like the special effects were all quite nice for this show. The story ends up being pretty good, and it's just like a pretty solid show overall. And then just to have totally botched audio, it just irritated me as we went through the season. I also felt like the first half of the season was significantly weaker than the second half. We were just kind of stumbling around through the universe for those first 5 episodes. And if we hadn't already had a season of the Umbrella Academy, that maybe would have made a little more sense, getting to know the characters a little bit, starting to develop what all the relationships are between everybody. But we already have had that season, so to have that 5 episodes of really the whole cast and crew just kind of meandering around through time didn't feel right to me, especially when there was a lot that happened, especially in these last 4 episodes. So I feel like some of those moments maybe could have been split up a little better throughout the season, but overall I enjoyed it. Definitely ended on a good note for me. We even get the little bit of a cliffhanger, not super cliffhanger, but a little teaser maybe would be a better word for what could come in a 3rd season, which could be quite interesting, having essentially 2 Umbrella Academies, except it would be the Umbrella and the Sparrows. So that would be interesting to see, and I hope this show does come back for a 3rd season. I think that's going to wrap up my recap and all my recaps for Umbrella Academy Season 2. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.